Hello, my beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends where you are in the world. It's morning here, nice, bright, sunny morning. We don't get many sunny days, so yes, and it's a weekend, so it's also uh, nice to get out and about and make the most of this sunny day. Um, some things when we are young, we don't understand. Especially in the Western societies, everything has been exposed. Children's innocence have been actually has been robbed away just because everything is there on social media. Everything is being discussed in front of them. Everything they should know. But knowing is not enough. Understanding is another stage, and that can't come because nature has decided to unfold it on a certain time. So if you give any information to a 12 or 10-year-old and tell them, you might think you are telling them so they will know, but they will not know until the nature has. And if you expose them to that information before the time, you're exposing them to a danger because they will not be able to handle it. And we can see that around us. Nature has actually, and this comes by the time, like the things that I knew all my life, I know them now better from the experience. I mean, that's why I always say, thanks to God, God has kept some things really strictly in His hands, although everything is in God's hands. But, if human beings, because they want to manipulate and self-tailor everything, they would have changed everything if they could. They could have decided to have conceive the baby and have the baby next day. So many manipulations are happening about that as well. But still, we are restricted to 9 months, right? We have to have the patience for that 9 months or, whatever months it takes for the baby to come out. We can't decide anything. Or, God forbid, if anything is wrong with the baby, if the baby doesn't have an arm, God forbid, or an eye or anything, you can't grow it in the mother's womb. Science can be a good source of information, but science doesn't have a control. And I hope it will never have the control because messing up with nature means a disaster. And that we're seeing all around us, but I don't know why we're not learning. So anyway, so the things that we know, but we don't understand. That's why there's a time to understand everything. And that's why everything should come on time. If we jump into the situations that's not for that age, or if we try to share the information with our youngsters and our children before the time, thinking like, oh yeah, everything is fair, or we're educating them. No, you're not educating them. You're actually exposing them to that danger. You're just putting them through that danger, so that's why it's very important. What I'm talking about today is like, yes, we all know that, especially the society, the culture I come from, thanks to God, we still have some values. We still have some respect for our elders and our parents, which is vanishing in these societies, unfortunately. And I don't want to generalize it. There might still be some good people who are God-fearing and they still care about their parents and they still respect their parents. But you can count them on fingertips. They're not really many. And I see that all around me all the time. I see how the young children, or the young adults, they talk to their parents, how they talk to their elders. There's no respect in these societies anymore, unfortunately. But like I said, let's not generalize it and let's hope for the good. Let's hope that hopefully, it will be seen one day. And hopefully in my lifetime. I can only hope, I can only pray. But anyway, in Asian cultures, the idea is which Western society has actually talked about in a very negative way. There were two things that I've noticed that have been actually it's exploitation. It's exploitation. They have been exploited and they have been highlighted in a very bad way. Yes, there are goods and bads in everything. Right, okay, so when people say love marriage or the marriage of your choice, are they not getting divorced? Are there not really, are there always perfect relationships just because they lived together for a few years and then they got married, or they chose each other and then they got married? Is everything perfect here? No. Actually, there are more disasters. On the other hand, what they call arranged marriage, they don't even understand it. They just say it because they just want to say it, right? Sometimes we don't want to educate ourselves. We don't want to dig deep. We're just there to cherry pick and, use it for our own interest. So basically, the arranged marriage. Forced marriage is different. That's not right, obviously. So if that happens in any Asian country, it's not good. On the other hand, arranged marriage is not bad. Arranged marriage means the parents are equally involved. Sometimes they find somebody for you and then leave them to you so you can date and you can meet each other and you can go out for dinners and you can watch movies. Maybe, or what some religions don't allow. Actually, in Asian countries, it's not very normal that you start living together. But other than that, you can obviously meet up and you can spend time together to understand each other and to know each other. But and sometimes parents don't find it. You find somebody and then you introduce them to your parents, and then with their approval and everybody, the family's approval, getting the family involved, both side of families. So that nowhere is perfect. If the Western society can ever prove that because they lived together for 10 years, I've seen people walking away from each other after living 10 years with each other. And so there's no perfect world, right? So let's not play this dirty game. Let's not do it because we want to do it. We want to highlight something that we don't approve. There are consequences, bad consequences or good consequences everywhere. So it's a mix and match, okay? The other thing is that has been actually very badly is being talked about in the Western society is joint family system. There's so many plus points of joint family system. There are. It's not like always poking your nose into each other's business. No, it's not. It's actually being a support. It's just being there for each other. Your parents are like a roof. They're like a shelter for you. Not because they're protecting you because you're grown up. No. It's just because they have lived a life. They can give you a better advice. Even if they're not highly educated, they still have some experience. They've still traveled that road that you're just about to travel. So respect your parents. Give them some time. Spend time with them because it's very, very important. Your parents are still your parents, no matter how old you are. So yes, this is what I was talking about. I mean, in our society, we know it from the day one. Unfortunately, in the Western society, people are forgetting their parents' place or their rights. Religiously, we think, obviously, they have a very high place, but even, they are our parents. You brought them, they brought you in this world. They gave you their best years of their life. So they do deserve your love and your time. So give them some time. It's not just like, oh, I send them money. No, sending money is not enough. Or I go and visit them once a year, or maybe after every 6 months, or after 3 months. No, give them more time. Call them more often. Make them, feel that you love them, that you care about them. Because that's really, really important. That is very important. It's not just about supporting your parents. It's not just about one visit a year or one visit in a blue moon. Don't do that, please. Because parents are not there forever. Mine are gone. My both parents are gone. And once they're gone, then you understand their value more. But then it's too late. So don't let it come to when it's too late. Just care about your parents. Try to keep them around. Try to be around them. I know, and from the Western society, unfortunately, why I keep saying Western society, because I'm here and I'm seeing it all the time. You know, the properties are shrinking, and that uh, people can't even have visitors for more than a few days. It gets overcrowded. That's the lifestyle. Tolerance has gone out of the window, and nobody can tolerate anything. People don't have patience. People don't have time. So there are so many problems, and and so many grandchildren don't even get to see their grandparents very often, although it's a very, very important part of their life. Anyway, we're missing out on so much, but we think like, this material gains and living a busy life is everything. But one day we realize that this is not everything, because there is a lot more that we missed out. So before you come to that regret, it's time to think. Anyway, it's 11 minutes and something, 11 minutes and 5 seconds video. I don't want to make it too long. It's already quite long. Look after yourself. Keep smiling. Just think about what I said. And always remember, life is so beautiful.